afternoon, students. I is Priya Jaikumar Chauhan, your chemistry teacher, and we are going to teach each and every point about chemistry. It means how to balance chemical reaction, what are the compositions of chemical reaction, what are the problems including physical chemistry related to physical chemistry problems. And everyday life we can use chemicals and chemistry. So going toward our syllabus, the 12th standard syllabus include total 16 units, in which first 6 units, that is solid state, solution, electronic equilibria, ionic equilibria, chemical thermodynamics, electrochemistry and thermodynamics. These all are we study under the heading physical chemistry. Going towards our next topic, that is elements of group 16, 17 and 18. Next, transition and inner transition elements and coordination compound. These 3 units are which we are going to study under the heading inorganic chemistry. Now moving towards next, that is halogen derivatives, alcohol, phenols and ethers, and next unit is aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acid and amines. These total 4 units are going to study about under the heading organic chemistry. Lastly, applied chemistry include biomolecules, introduction to polymer chemistry and green chemistry and nanochemistry. Now moving toward our unit first, that is solid state. As we know, there are commonly 3 states of matter, that is 3 states of matter, which include solid, liquid and gas. Now how can we define solid or how can we explain solid? Solids have definite shape and volume. For example, table have definite shape and volume. If we can place a table from one place to another, then there will be no change in its shape and its volume. Going towards liquid, it have definite volume but not shape. For example, water. If we take 1 liter of water in a jar and then we can transfer it into a bucket, then firstly in jar the shape of water will be cylindrical, and then when we transfer it into a bucket, then the shape will get changed. Here example of solid: table, chair, etc. Now moving towards gas, it have neither definite shape nor definite volume. Example, free air. It contains O2, CO2, nitrogen gas, etc. It have neither definite shape nor volume. For example, our LPG gas cylinder. In LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, the gas is get pressurized or compressed so that the gaseous state will change into a liquid state and then fill up the cylinders, so that the gas will get converted its state of matter from gaseous state to the liquid state. Now our name indicates that is unit solid state. So we are going to study about solids. Now there are 2 types of solids, that is crystalline solid and amorphous solid. Now how can we distinguish crystalline solid and amorphous solid? Crystalline solid have regularity or periodicity in their structure. or in their arrangement. Arrangement of structure. First. Second is have sharp melting point. And these are show anisotropic effect. Isotropic in nature. On the other hand, the amorphous solid have random arrangement. Then no sharp melting point and show isotropic in nature. Isotropic nature. Now, first point, there is a regularity or periodicity in their arrangement. Crystalline solids are very show very regular arrangement, that is the intermolecular distance or interparticular particle distance between them is very fixed. Then they have a sharp melting point and shows anisotropic effect. Anisotropic in nature, it means their refractive index or electricity conductance shows or vary from different particles. Now in amorphous solid they have a random arrangement, they have no sharp melting point, they gradually melt under the temperature interval and isotropic effect. They all have independent of their direction. Now crystalline solid include the example of salt, that is NaCl and metal. They are closely packed or have fixed arrangement of their atoms or ions, that is Na and Cl. It means the salt contain Na positive and Cl negative ions are in a fixed direction, and each and every Na molecule and Cl negative ion have a fixed arrangement. Whereas in amorphous solid they are also called as supercooled solids or supercooled liquids. Supercooled liquid, including rubber, plastic. It means they melt on hitting rubber. If we hit rubber or plastic or glass, they get melt and don't have a sharp melting point. Whereas metal, including the heading crystalline solid, they have a sharp melting point. Now our next point is isomorphism and polymorphism. These are two types of morphisms. Now isomorphism is defined as two or more substances having same crystal structure then these substances are called as isomorphous. On the other hand, polymorphism, a single substance shows two or more forms. Here the difference is two or more substances will show the same crystal structure, and in polymorphism a single structure. Here two or more substances we can consider, and in polymorphism a single substance shows two or more forms. It means isomorphism have two substances, two or more substances. Example, sodium fluoride or magnesium oxide. And the other point is they have same combination or chemical combination having same ratio. It means here Na molecule and F molecule is in the ratio 1:1. Here also 1:1. On the other hand, here NaNO3, that is sodium nitrite, and CaCO3, calcium carbonate. These have ratio Na, that is 1, N1 and O3, 3. Here same 1:1:3. It means NaF and MgO shows isomorphism phenomena, whereas NaNO3 and CaCO3 also shows isomorphism phenomena. There is polymorphism. A single substance shows two or more forms. For example, silica having chemical formula SiO2. This shows three forms: alpha quartz, beta quartz, and cristobalite. Silica shows three forms: alpha quartz, beta quartz, and cristobalite. When a polymorphism phenomenon occurring elements, then these are called as allotrope or allotropy. Now the example of allotropy is allotropy shown by the element carbon. Carbon have three allotropes, that is diamond, graphite, and fullerenes. Diamond, graphite, and fullerenes, all three show the same substance or same single element or single substance, that is carbon. Means carbon is the only parent compound or parent substance in diamond, graphite, and fullerenes. Where diamond is known as the hardest mineral, then graphite is used as a good conductor of heat and electricity. Then we can use it in cell, that is dry cell, and etc. Fullerenes is nothing but a hollow ball containing carbon. Look at this net. This net, each and every point where we can show these are carbon atoms. Look at this net, each and every point where the carbon atom join with the sp2 hybridization. This shows fullerenes. Now our next point is classification of crystalline solids. Now crystalline solids are classified into four types, that is ionic crystal, covalent crystal, molecular crystal, and metallic crystal. Ionic crystal, in which the constituent particle is charged ions. It means it is either cation or anion. In covalent crystals, the constituent particle is atom. Here molecule, and here metal. Now going toward our next point, these are very hard and brittle and have electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions. On the other hand, we can say that the ionic bond is present in ionic crystals. It means cation and anion attract towards each other and form an ionic bond. As we know that ionic bond is formed by donation of electron. It means a negatively charged species donates its electron to the positive species, and we will get our crystal, that is NaCl. Here Na positive, it have one extra electron as it is near to the neon gas, which is a noble gas. Noble gas have 10 electrons and here it have 11. So it will give its electron to the Cl negative ion, so that it will occupy the nearest noble gas electronic configuration, that is neon, and here Cl. Next to Cl, argon is the another noble gas, which is the most stable. Noble gases are the most stable elements of periodic table. So each and every element trying to occupy stable electronic configuration. On the basis of this Na will give its electron to the Cl negative ion to occupy the nearest noble gas electronic configuration, that is of neon, and Cl will, on occupying one electron, occupy the another electronic configuration of noble gas argon. So ionic crystals contain ionic bond, that is the electrostatic force of attraction between cation and anion. Here covalent bond is present in between covalent crystals. Covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electron. For example, CH4. It means it has total 4 covalent bond. Here carbon share its one electron with hydrogen, which have another electron to reach the another noble gas electronic configuration. On forming 4 covalent bond with the 4 hydrogen atom, carbon will get electronic configuration C10, that is nearest noble gas configuration neon, and it becomes stable. On the other hand, hydrogen have nearest noble gas helium. So on sharing electrons, the covalent bond will get formed, and same procedure or same phenomena is applying here. Covalent crystals have covalent bond. Molecular crystals have 3 types of bonds, that is intermolecular force of attraction between them. Intermolecular force of attraction, which include dipole moment, second very weak dispersion, and third hydrogen bond. Now dipole moments means negatively charged dipole of one atom will get attracted toward the positively charged atom or ion of another atom. So dipole moment happen in oppositely charged poles. Dipole interaction having example of HCl, where the H positive pole and Cl negative pole attract each other to form a molecular bond. H and Cl, H positive ion and Cl negative ion forms a molecular crystal, where very weak dispersion are occur in non-polar substances or non-polar atoms like molecules like H2. Here H positive, here it is non-polar, it doesn't have any pole. Now going to our next point, hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is nothing but the bond between the lone pair containing molecule and hydrogen. For example, H2O and NH3. In H2O, oxygen contains two lone pair of electrons. There is a bonding between lone pair of electron of oxygen and hydrogen to form a hydrogen bonding, which is shown by dotted lines. Another example, NH3. Nitrogen have lone pair and it forms 3 bonds with hydrogen. Here hydrogen also form bond with the lone pair of nitrogen and shows hydrogen bonding. Next, metallic crystal. In metallic crystals, as we see earlier, it includes the constituent particle metal ion and metallic bond. Now, what is metallic bond? Each and every metal have certain number of electrons according to their electronic configuration, and the valence electron of the each and every metal will revolve around the nucleus. Valence electrons. So these valence electrons will get bond formation with another molecule to form a dative bond, and in other language, metallic bond is formed between the electrostatic force of attraction of ions and electron cloud. It means here CO, that is cobalt metal, will form bond with lone pair of electron of nitrogen to form a metallic bond. Ionic crystals. Ionic crystals are very hard and brittle and have high melting point and non-conductors of electricity. But on heating, it becomes a good conductor of electricity. Now, covalent crystals. Covalent crystals have covalent bonding, and hence the covalent bond is very rigid, and these are also very hard. Due to the perfect or regular bonding in covalent crystal, they have high melting point and they are poor conductor of electricity. Molecular crystals are soft and low melting point and poor conductor of electricity. On the other hand, metallic bonds have malleability, ductility, and good conductor of electricity. Now, what is malleability? Malleability means a metal sheet can be formed by hammering it. Means every metal can be converted into a metal sheet by hammer. Ductility means a metal can be drawn into a wire and conduct a good conductor of electricity. Hence, we can use it in wire and electrical devices. Now, last point, examples. Ionic crystals have salts, that is NaCl, where Na positive and Cl negative forms ionic bond. So it includes under the heading ionic crystal. Covalent crystal have example. Covalent crystal have example diamond, in which the carbon is the constituent particle, where all carbon atoms are attached in covalent bond with sp2 hybridization. Molecular crystal have example of solidified methane or Cl2, and metallic crystal include all metals. Example, sodium, iron, cobalt, nickel, EC. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about our next point, that is crystal structure. Thank you.